crooked politicians here face the same problem. How do they get the money that they are due for delivering the policies that the rich backers want? Mm. And we've mentioned one before, like, for example, you are allowed to purchase a house on very low price and a good deal, and then you can sell it sometime later, let's say, for a massive profit, because somebody else then buys it, the same person buys it back from you, and they transfer the money. That's, let's say, allegedly one, potentially one. Mm. Another way is, and this was a popular method of a politician some decades ago, a company might want a particular policy. Mm. So what would happen was this politician would make a public statement. A media organisation might say something slanderous about the politician, and then the politician would then take the media organisation to court. It'd be in the court for some time, and then they'd settle privately. Mm. And the media organisation would acknowledge, yes, well, I'm sorry, we probably went too far, and there's a private settlement so we can stop the legal action. So it was a kabuki theatre. It was a performance piece. It was a pantomime. Yeah. And so people think that things are being done, but that's the way you can transfer large sums of money from one individual to a politician. And it's just one example. There are any number of ways to get politicians rich for delivering the policies that the wealthy backers, and in this case China, wants. Mm. Interesting. So watch what's happening, but look at the game that's being played and who's playing it. Yeah. And you'll start to see the method. Once you see the method, you can't unsee it anymore.
Yeah, and it's awesome when that happens. And that's what we need to see more of. I mean, last week we talked about Project Veritas and what they were doing with exposing a lot of fraud that was going on in America. That is amazing. It is amazing citizen journalism, and we want to see more of it. I mean, that's what we want to see in Australia.
Well, do you remember you asked me what's the future of media? And I said, you are. Mm. This. Mm. This guy here, this guy's the future of media. Mm. And you get to choose, because it is genuinely a market-driven event. Joel survives because he delivers value. You like it, and you're happy to pay a couple of bucks a week to keep it going. I mean, how cool is that?
That's awesome.
And this is the future. And what I love about Joel is he's happy to see. Here's one metric: the truth. If it's the truth, it's in. If it's not, it's out. That's as simple as that. And you guys pick up on it. And so he will deal with the progressives, with the left, the right, the middle, the in between, the up, the down, the black. He doesn't care. He just pursues the truth. And when the Australian people start to see it and then appreciate what you're doing, you and guys like you and girls like you will be fabulously powerful and important. One small problem is that the platforms, they have to be open, but that's a separate question for later.
It's a big club and you ain't in it. That's what George Carlin used to infamously said.
That's right.
But this is the thing. I'm actually not a citizen journalist, guys. That's more Monica Schmidt-esque. I'm actually just a commentator. I don't do the hard yards. I do some hard yards, but it's not like
he's lying. He works his tail off.
No. I do work my ass off, but it's in a different way. What I do is because what do you guys see every week? You see headlines, news headlines, BBC, ABC, but you see all of this crap, but you don't know how to make sense of it because they're contradicting each other from a month ago. Once upon a time, protests were bad. Now they're also bad. But with the Black Lives Matter protests, for example, they were saying that violent protests are the language of the unheard. Now, what did they say when Trump's people supposedly stormed the Capitol? They say, "Oh no, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. It's never been burned down since the doors haven't been breached since the UK came back and tried to take over us." The point is that I'm actually just dissecting the news. I'm trying to make sense of it for you guys. I don't do the hard yards on the ground, but I do a lot of hard work in trying to get you the truth. And that's why when people insult where I'm coming from, you say I'm a plant, that's where it's like...
Are they still saying that?
They'll never stop.
Oh, okay.
And I love those people. I'm fighting for you people too, and I never will stop. But you need to stop trying to be the one that's the first one to say, Riccardo's a plan. I was the first to do it. I knew it from the start.
For whom are we allegedly working? I'm fascinated because they're not paying very well, let me tell you.
They don't. They take it. I mean, the audience takes care of me, but there are some people out there, they are just happy throwing stones. Get off your butt and do something. Don't trust the plan, be the plan. Stop looking for the next plan and the next best thing. Actually get something done. But let's look at how Antifa actually appreciated Inauguration Day. They ended up thanking Joe Biden by burning down the Democratic Party headquarters in Oregon. Like, when will everyone understand this? They will not stop. They said, we don't want Biden, we want revenge. for police officers.
This was so predictable. I mean, you called it. I think you actually called it.
I definitely called it. I said, guys, this is a boxing match where there's no referee. If you fall to the ground, they will keep beating you. There's no one to call time. They'll keep beating you until you're dead and everything you love is destroyed. They said, we don't want Biden. We want revenge for police murders, imperialist wars, and fascist massacres. This is the people you're dealing with. And once you recognize that, then it's like, okay, it's a different game we're playing. That's completely different. So if you thought this was going to be over just because, just elect Joe Biden. We don't want to see any more riots and Black Lives Matter. This is the result, guys.
I'll be fascinated to see how the Biden administration deals with this.
Well, you know what's funny, Riccardo? they're cracking down on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shock horror. Trump didn't.
I know. Well, this is the thing. Trump, he touted possibly bringing in the Insurrection Act, but he didn't want to do it because all of these states, they were actually in a situation where they would have come down on him and said, no, Trump's a fascist, this and that. So they were trying to bait him, so they just sort of let it go.
I think this is a replay of a similar strategy employed by the Nazis back in the 30s. There was the SA, which was Hitler's private army. They were the brown shirts.
Brown shirts, stormtroopers.
And they provided the muscle on the street to bring Hitler to power. But then the SA became a bit of an embarrassment because they were too strong. Ernst Röhm, who was running it, was getting a little bit too powerful. But Hitler, being Hitler, was a little worried because Röhm was a very loyal guy, but Hitler couldn't handle the fact that Röhm was was in his own right extremely powerful. And so one night when Röhm was out with his boyfriends having a wild weekend of sex, Hitler sent the guys around to take out the leadership of the SA and destroy the SA. The other motivation was not just simply because Rome was powerful, but because the military didn't want... The SA was actually larger than the military at that stage, the German military.
It was like 2 million people?
It was huge.
It was
I don't
massive,
know the exact
right?
number, but it was bigger than the reduced military.
Wow.
And the army was worried, and the army basically said, look, we'll back you, but you've got to take care of these guys. And so the SA was destroyed, the leadership was killed, and the SS was created. And so there was that transition. And so... history repeating itself, and that's the beauty about history. You read it, you watch it, you see what's coming, you look like a genius. No one believes you, of course. It's the curse of Cassandra. Cassandra was cursed with the ability to see the future, but nobody would believe her.
Yeah. What do you do? And this is the thing, we keep saying liberals, stop empowering the radicals. They're not going to eat you last. They're all
eating each other now.
Right now. What was it? Antifa? You know, this is funny. Antifa at Berkeley University, they had this spray painted on the wall. I remember seeing it in 2017. They said, liberals get the bullet first. Well, this is what happens when Biden gets in control. The establishment, as I tried to say 1,000 times, let Trump finish his damn job. But no, you didn't let the bull run through the china shop. You killed the bull before he could do it. You helped usher him out. Then you got thrown out. Now they are boarding up the windows and the doors, and they don't want anyone to get into the ivory tower again. That's where we are. So well done. I don't think it's irreversible. I think we can reverse this.
Oh, nothing's irreversible. Nothing.
Absolutely.
Everyone should relax. We're going to talk more about Trump and the future shortly, but relax. Nothing's irreversible.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. But the reason why we make these points, guys, is because you look at the accuracy rate, and then you start to work out who you should actually be listening to. And once you work that out, you save a lot of heartache. See, how many times has the media lied to you guys, yet you still listen to them? I listen to them so I can tell you their lies. But you guys, I make it easy for you. I make it very easy for you. In honor of this historic inauguration, here's a beautiful mosaic of Kamala Harris made out of every prisoner eligible for early release that she tried to keep in overcrowded jails so California could exploit them for cheap labor as firefighters.
Now, that's just not fair, telling the truth like that. Honestly, come on.
She incarcerated, and we've talked about all these things, guys, 3,000 people for low-level drug offenses with marijuana. And because marijuana over there is classified as a very high-level drug, like it's up there with like meth and stuff, which is insane. So there are a number of people getting incarcerated over there, and you know, I don't agree with marijuana, but the way that she was prosecuting it, and now she's saying she's for legalization. Now she's saying she's not hard on on crime. She's actually always been hard on crime. In fact, the progressives call her Cop Kalama.
Well, it's almost like she's just following orders that have no consistent theme or internal consistency.
Or she's an opportunist. You know, it's hard to say.